Oh, Mr. Greaves to get us going. What's that floating in the water? Oh, Neptune's only daughter. Hope everything's all right. That's how sausage is made, kids. La 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 la. Woo! Hey everybody, welcome back to Making It. Today we're gonna be doing cast iron pork steaks. Alt cuts, you know, not your mom's supermarket, do it again. Good pork, buy better pork, cook it in cast iron. That's what we're doing today, Bobo. Worst shirt ever. Speaking of cast iron, I wanted to pull up some of the cast irons from last week's episode of Local Legends, where we were down in beautiful Trenton, New Jersey with beautiful cast iron Kyle, restoring, picking, finding, having a real good time. Check out the episode if you haven't seen it. We're gonna be going through the haul. Look at this beauty. This is the one that we found together. It was a rust bucket, completely pitted. A lot of folks probably wouldn't buy it because they wouldn't know how to fix it. You too can learn how to find good cast iron, restore it, and if not, buy them from people like Cast Iron Kyle who are doing the good work already. You know, just like a knife in a kitchen, cast iron's tools, you gotta use the right tool for the right job. I bought this down there because I thought it was gonna be an awesome fryer. This is my fry fish tool, all right? The one that we just restored is gonna be my little personal burger or a little double egg type of thing, all right? Absolutely beautiful. Wagner ware, number 3. But for today, I wanted to break out another Wagner number 9, my absolute favorite pan that I got from Cast Iron Kyle. It's just an absolute workhorse, the appropriate size for some of the steaks that we're trying to do today. I'm gonna cook you guys a little lunch. We're gonna do some mushrooms in the pork fat, wilt the little micro baby radishes that we're gonna get from the garden. We're gonna call it a day, baby, woo! I gotta get in shape, that was a bad kick, huh?
Not that high.
That was a chubby boy kick. We're gonna put this on the back burner. Welcome to the ingredient shrine of Making It, where we do this every week, paying respect and homage to our ingredients. So we got 3 cuts of meat that we're gonna be cooking with today, coming from a really awesome farm out in Spain called Campo Grande, and they're hooking us up with some Iberico pork. Really awesome pasture pig, fed acorns. We're out there doing just normal pig root and stuff, and the product is absolutely incredible. You get that really nice marbled jowl secreto, really cool steak, and then we got the skirt steak. I mean, look at the color of that. But this is a pork skirt steak, cooks up quick, hot and fast, big flavor. It's good on a salad, it's good by itself, it's good in a taco, it's good on anything, it's the best. And then we got the classic ribeye, right? What you would think of in beef. This is basically the same thing, but on a pig, all right? You got that nice chunk of meat in there. You got that nice rib meat. Really awesome cut, the most familiar on the table. And then we jump right into the mushrooms. Some of my favorites, we got the maitakes, some oysters, and some king trumpets. These are grown locally up here in Mystic, Connecticut, Seacoast mushrooms. Awesome job, always crisp, and salt. Let's get cooking, bud. First off, let's head to the garden. I got some little baby micro radishes I'd love to pick, and we're gonna pair them up with some of the pork fat and the mushrooms. Yum, yum, yum. Let's go. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Beautiful day, bud, huh? Oh, we got real bright out. We burn your sensor out? Yeah, bro. I told you to hit that UV blocker lens 477 that will, otherwise you're gonna fry your sensor, Ian. Damn it, damn it. Just joshing, buddy, come on, what the hell I'm talking about. So check out the garden. So what we're gonna do here, we got some radishes that I'm a little overdue on thinning out, all right? You gotta give them a little space when you grow them, otherwise they won't grow into nice full-bodied radishes. So we're gonna go pick out some little ones, give them a little rinsey poo, and we'll char them off with the mushrooms and the pork fat. Garlic update, looking good. People like gardening. Who doesn't? It's very important. Grow food, know where it comes from. These are really good for you. I see a lot of folks, when they go thin in their radishes, they toss them. These are these white icicle radishes, as opposed to like the more traditional breakfast radish. Absolute perfect food. Look at those little cuties, huh? How good are they gonna be with some pork fat? Just a little quick little kiss in the cast iron. Quick little cast iron kiss. Oh, Papa, look at those beauts, huh? She's a beaut, Clark. I'm so behind on thinning these. Yeah, you want to thin these out when you're gardening, because if you don't, and they're clumped up tight like that, they won't develop into a full-bodied radish. You'll end up just with a bunch of like weird little growth stunted ones, you know? Maybe we'll shoot a gardening video one day. Oh, you hear those hawks, bud? Scotty and the girls, watch out! Birds are buzzing. You know what loves chickens? Besides me and Ian? Hawks. Dude, everything likes chickens. Imagine if chickens were like still the size of horses and they were like velociraptors. Then who'd be laughing, huh? Who's laughing now? Luckily for us, Meteor wiped all them out. Oh yeah. Great job. Check this baby out. Look at that little mama, huh? Come on, little baby. She's perfect, look at her. Grew that from a seed. You can too. And then you can cook it in pork fat. Ooh. All right, let's wash these up. Yeah, so now we're just gonna pick through, knock off some of the dirt before I give them a little bath. Then we're gonna eat them just like that. Radish, leaves. We had these for dinner last night. Such an easy vegetable to grow. They grow pretty quick and they sprout up pretty quick. Great to do with the kids too. It's just good, clean fun. So I cut the skirt steak in half and only one of the pork jowls, because let's go. How many people we need to eat right now? How many people we need to feed? Anyway, I'm gonna cut this into a 1 bone pork chop. Uh-oh, chine bone? Oh, we got a little chine bone. Stand by. Yeah, bud. Perfect. Look at that thing, huh? Coming soon, bye-bye. Another thing I'm teamed up and designed with Lamson. This is a real original here, all right? Real quick whack-a-towel, little joint popper, little head lobber, little tail snipper, all right? Surgical. You can also chop with it, all right? I'll tell you, the thing's awesome. It's freaking cool, right? I don't know, it's cool. Always wanted one, so we made it. Anyway, that was the chine bone. That was a little piece of bone. I don't know if it was, I think it must have been the chine bone. Little piece of that rib on the bottom there. It kind of intertwines together. And sometimes, you know, on a bigger animal, you got to use a saw. It can be quite a challenge to get through. You want to use the joint popper. So we cut that through into your very classic, familiar pork chop, right? Beautiful loin, nice little fat content in there. That rib, that's my favorite right there, that rib meat. Good, googly. I'm gonna pop this one back in the walk-in and we'll head outside and do some cast iron pork steaks. And when it comes to seasoning the meat, I already did it. Last night I put salt on this, I hang it in the walk-in, wicks moisture out, sodium goes in. You're gonna get a meat that's seasoned all the way throughout. It's gonna be juicy, delicious, be the best pork or meat you ever had. Also, that moisture wicking off is gonna allow us to get a nice crispy crust, a little good sear on there. We're gonna cook it outside in a cast iron, propane, hot baby. Let's clean those bad boys up real quick. With these mushrooms, I like to kind of nip off that spongy bottom base. I throw it into a little bowl, I get going, I guess little scraps, the chickens peck at them, you know? It's good for me, why wouldn't it be good for them? Little funny little dinosaurs. And then when it comes to the king trumpet, you can do slices. It's just a really delicious, easy cooking mushroom. Sears up really nice, steaky. They'll score it so it doesn't cup up and you'll get that nice little sear on it. Just light little scores. Little subtleties make a big difference. Life lessons with Brad Leone. It's the subtleties that make the difference, Ian. If I do that again, you just go ahead and smack me, all right? Quick little sloot the roots there. Little sloot the roots. Surgical, you know what I'm saying, Daddy? You know what I'm saying, Daddy? I sound like a crazy person in here. Yelling at myself, yelling at you, talking to mushrooms. You know, I just want someone else to talk. Can somebody else talk? I'm just joshing. Lovely weather we got out there, huh, Frank?
Oh, you betcha, Frankie.
All right, he's going crazy. Let's slice these up, pull it together, bud. Reel it right back in. Have you ever met a person that like to hear himself talk so much? I don't know if I have. Hey Siri, when did Jimi Hendrix die?
Jimi Hendrix died September 18th, 1970.
Okay. Hey Siri, show me the album cover, Jimi Hendrix, Rise of the Sun, Rising Sun. If she pulls that out, dude, she deserves a raise. That's how you Google search. Oh, that's it, bro. So back to my point. This is how I think I look on the outside, and I think I sound a lot better too. Anyway, boom, get there, dude. Look at Jimmy. Dude, what a stud.
Wait, that's how you think you look on the e-bike?
No, just like in general. Even like if I'm going to the supermarket, like dressed like a dorky white guy, I feel like Jimmy on South Saturn, whatever it was called, just sitting there cool, man, as a cucumber. God, none of that's usable. I'm sorry. Great, great, great. We'll give the rest of these little scrapples to the chickens. Let me get them a little chicken bowl. That's a pretty good chicken, huh? Okay, let's go heat up our cast irons, make a little lunch.
You need a red bandana.
Don't have it.
That's the only thing. You look just like Jimmy now.
Do I?
Yes.
All right, let's go outside. Dress for success, baby. Fully charged. Got juice. Oh, it's the new chicken, Ian. You haven't met the new chicken. She's pretty. I caught her this morning. She just showed up. I have no idea where she came from. She's not shy either of people. She's a good chicken. Oh, all right, so I got my cast iron on medium-high heat here on the outdoor propane burner. Gonna get it ripping hot. We'll start with this one because I think it's gonna take the longest. But before we get started, I have my little container of rendered out pork fat. So I add a little bit of that to the pan for good measure. Can't go wrong. I like to start with the cap down, get a nice little sear on that and start to render the fat. Oh, that smells good already. And then once we cook up all our meat, I'll have extra fat left over in there. We're gonna sear off the mushrooms and sweat out, wilt out real quick. It's hot and fast on those radishes. Proper pork with some mushrooms, nice earthy meatiness in its own, and some spring veg that we grew ourselves. Just a real farm experience. All right, Brad, shut the f up. I come from the book where you can turn a steak more than once, okay? But again, to each their own. We'll do that skirt steak last just because it takes up a bit of space. Moving it around, letting that fat render down, and we don't need to cook this stuff until it's dried out and cooked all the way through. I don't mind a little bit of pink, especially in pork nowadays. Back in the day, it was a little bit more of a concern with trichinosis. Up to you. Not all pork is created equal, just like any other ingredient. Know where you're getting it from before you're eating it and cooking it, especially if you're gonna be pushing some lower temperatures. I like to go to like a 150, 155, depending on the meat. Nice little pink on the inside. Oh yeah, look at that crust. Oh yeah, bud. Oh, that makes me real happy. That's why you can't beat that turkey fryer propane burner. You get that high heat on a crust, and then you can always back it down, even if you wanted to turn it off or turn it low. If it's a big steak, say if this was a big 4-bone rib chop, just like a rib roast that you would do with beef, I would finish it in the oven, or you can even reverse sear it if you wanted to. But for these smaller pieces, it's just a hot and fast little sear for me. Pre-salted, finish with a sauce if you want. That's the stuff right there. That's good. Beautiful. Pork jowl secreto steak came out real nice, seared up. We'll let that rest for a minute. Then we're gonna throw some of that pork skirt on. Oh, it's so gorgeous. All right, right in this deep well of pork fat, I'm gonna go ahead and add the mushrooms now as those last pieces of steak cook through. Oh yeah, that's happy. That's happy stuff. And even though I seasoned the meat ahead, I don't like to season the mushrooms ahead of time because it just draws moisture out of them. They kind of just mush out and get less of a char. Season them after is what I usually do. Oh, I can smell those mushrooms. So earthy. Especially those maitakes, AKA hen of the wood. Sexy, sexy. UPS, hey, what can brown do for you? Smells good, don't it, buddy? Okay. Make sure that doesn't burn. Don't you move that meat tray, I'll be right back. All right, right behind you, sharp, chef. You know, we were cooking with some ramps and they were sitting on the block. Couldn't resist but throw those in the mushrooms. As soon as these mushrooms are done, I'll throw those radishes in for a minute. Give them a little extra scoop of pork fat. Look how glistening and gorgeous they are. What's up, Ma? Pagoots, Peg, number 1. Shout out. Thanks, Peg. All right, hey, quit checking out my wife. Let's go. We're gonna put those radishes in, right in that pork fat. We're gonna fold them in with the mushrooms. Wilt them out, let them get a little individual cook time real quick. Boom. Mushrooms right on top. Wilt out the greens, and now is where I'll hit them with, Ian, where's the salt? Pegs, quit buying chairs. Dude, the woman buys more chairs. All right, salt. A little salt on there. A little black pep. Good. Yeah. Did good?
You did good.
If that's on a recipe in a book, it should be. Our mushrooms, our radishes all cooked up nice. Our pork's resting. I'm gonna get it onto a resting rack and off of these hot veg. They give off a little liquid, a little moisture, right? A little juice, and it's delicious. And I like when it, instead of it going on the resting rack, thanks Ian, I like when it goes back into the veg. All right, so we got our meat rested a good 5-10 minutes. Let's just say easy 10 here. Juice is reconstituted back in itself, and we're gonna slice it up. I'm gonna make you guys a little bite. Let's start with the pork jowl secreto. Beautiful grain lines of the meat, and you wanna slice against those like you would any other type of steak. Ooh, snappy little fat crust there, huh? It smells so good. And that crust, you can't beat it. It's from the high heat, and it's also from hanging it and salting it ahead of time so that things can get real nice, dry out a little bit. See, that's that kind of pink in pork that I am not scared of. That is perfect for me. We'll go right down the line with the rib chop. You can almost see how there is natural connective lines there where that loin will pop out. I'll kind of just help it. I'll release it from the bone, and that right there. If this is a little under, sometimes I'll char it up back on the cast iron or on the grill, but that's perfect. And to be honest, that might be the best piece on the entire, well, that's not true. We got some really good stuff here, but don't sleep on the bone unless you want to. This is your ribeye, you know? I mean, look at that. That temperature is just perfect. And when I get to the end, I don't care what anyone says, sometimes I like to flip it and slice it this way so you get a little bit of an even piece of that really nice little tender cut right there. So I go like that. All right, so that's your loin cut right there. You know, not the best plate job, but we get it, it's nice. Ooh, that piece right there. Oh, right there, Ian. Skirt. Again, you want to find that grain. See, I cut into pieces because I don't like real long strips, but nice little bites like that. Perfectly pink. That's not raw, that's safe, it's delicious. And again, if that makes you uncomfortable, just cook it a little further. You know, judge free, man. Sliced up nice. I gotta try this. Let me rinse my hands off and we're gonna taste it. That looks so good. Every now and then, Brad. So I'm gonna pick a couple perfect pieces. One for me, one for you type of deal. Cut that real nice for you, all right? That one's for you guys. Perfect composed little nibbles and a little bit of skirt. Okay? Dude, this jowl secreto, I mean, look at that. Good God. And then right in with our little micro servings, you know, little snack, shall we say. All right, let's dig in, huh? God, I can't take it anymore. I gotta try. We're gonna start with the jowl secreto. Good. No, what's great about some of these alt cuts that you don't usually see, you know, traditional pork cuts in supermarkets. I mean, it's got depth of flavor. If you don't like pork, that's probably not your entry-level cut. It's got a nice texture to it, beautifully tender, big, rich. You can taste, I mean, like anything, it really is a product of its environment where all the things that it's eating and the way it's living is gonna come through in the final result. And man, it's just rich, it's just clean. Bone-in rib chop. Oh, freaking perfect. Let me try a little bite with the mushroom. Oh my God. Pork chop, fine, right? But like, I like to call them steaks because they are that. And you should cook them that way. With the mushrooms and the radishes, it's just healthy. You eat that, man, you can go freaking, I don't know, turn over a mountain. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out. There's two things that I hope you can walk away from with this video. Hope you learned a little bit about different cuts of pork, where to get them. You know, check out these farms online, reputable sources, get the best you can. I know it ain't cheap. Do a little research, support local farmers, get good pork. All right, get good beef, get good protein, okay? And then 2 is to salt that protein at least a few hours ahead before you cook it. So when it comes to searing and seasoning and just overall experience, it'll be the best piece of meat you ever had or gave to your friends, family, and loved ones, for God's sakes, Brad. And our cast irons that we got from Cast Iron Kyle. If you need one, hit him up, his Instagram below. He's a legend. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know some more things we can cook and fool around with. And most importantly, learn. We'll get back on the hogs. Enough talking hogs, let's ride some hogs, baby. Yeah, love ya.
Hey, Brad, where you going with that pork in your pan? Hey, Brad, I said, where you going with that pork in your pan?